Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It is Sunday night. Sunday nights. Doing a mic check real quick. My mics are working. Welcome to the IHSEA podcast. We are kicking this year off right now. Thank you for everyone being here to join us. Feel free if you have questions. We will try to keep up with them in the chat. But let us talk our spiel first so that you have some information. Joining me today is none other than your tournament organizers for this year's fall tournaments. With me is Dalton McGee from Capital Esports in Springfield. Go ahead and say hello.
Guys. Yeah, welcome. Rocket League right here, and also helping with that goofball, whatever he's doing.
Also joining me tonight is Chris Terpstra from Naperville North. Chris, go ahead and say hello.
Hey, everybody. Yep, Coach Terp from Naperville North, our Overwatch TO for the fall, and also assisting the other half. I guess we can call him the better half at this point. That's fine. As far as tournament operation is concerned. But yes, happy to be here. Very excited to get things underway.
Sounds good. So tonight we're going to talk about kind of all things with the tournament, how things are going to go, what platform we're using, give you a quick walkthrough of some of what you're going to be seeing on there. So we just want to, have this event for you guys to be able to tune in and let us know how everything is going and ask us questions and kind of see this. This video will be posted. Hopefully I'll get it up right away. I'll do it tonight. So it'll be up on our YouTube for anyone who misses it. But we do want to just give you kind of a big, hurrah, hooray, let's go. Let's get this season started. A lot of people have been waiting for this, for 2 years now since we've been back in school and everything. So thanks for hanging out with us. And I think, Dalton, you're going to kick it off, right?
Yeah, so first of all, guys, Coach Terp and I are very excited that we're finally getting started. We have had a weird year and a half of COVID, and while that's definitely still has some lingering effects, we've got LAN events planned, we've got great seasons planned, and we're really excited to get you guys finally back into it. And additionally, with IHSA officially labeling esports as an activity, a lot of new schools are here this year. So welcome to your school if you guys are joining us with IHSA's adoption of esports. We're happy to have you. Our numbers are way up, and we're excited to get started. So at this point, I think I'm going to go ahead and have Durdrum share my screen with what we're looking at here. What we want to talk to you guys about is what UGC is and what it looks like. So full disclosure, we've been working closely with UGC, and they have been awesome in making the scale of our league as big as it is work on their platform. So UGC is a platform that allows you to see teams and schedules and matchups. You report your scores there. There are links to the rules. There's all kinds of good things that give us a centralized hub for all things IHSEA. That being said, the good problem we have is there are a lot of teams, and we've had a very chaotic week in getting everybody their rosters put in, getting the schedules set up. And in full disclosure, we were ready to go a couple hours ago, and what Coach Terp and I realized is that our random first round of Swiss wasn't exactly random. And we saw a lot of alphabetical matchups, and we wanted to make sure that we were honoring the system, honoring your guys' seasons and your schedules that were upcoming. And so what's going to happen is tonight, right after the stream, just because of the timing of everything, we are going to publish the list of your matchups for week 1 right after the stream. It's just that we needed to get on stream and talk to you, so we can't be actively working on that right now. So I know we keep saying hold on, but really hold on, and we'll send it to you right after the stream, and you can see who you play the first week. It's very exciting. We saw that first matchup, and Coach Terp and I were excited as Springfield and as Naperville North, who we were playing against, and then we found out, no, we got to wait and see who that actually is going to be. So we're going to send that out to you. It will be Swiss. It will be random. And we're looking at this UGC page now for what that looks like. So you can actually already see on the IHSEA hub, this is Overwatch Varsity.
I haven't switched over yet. Yeah.
I don't have the stream pulled up, so that's perfect.
Yeah. Before I swap over, I just wanted to also say about UGC. UGC is one of our new partners this year. So they do have a great platform. They've been running tournaments for years now, and they're super excited to get into the education esports space with us, and especially because they're from Illinois. They're from Southern Illinois, so they're really excited to work with us this year. And so we're happy for everything they're doing with them. But like you were saying, there's a lot of little kinks that we got to work out with some of their stuff because we're one of their biggest organizations out there with how many teams we have. I can't believe we have literally more schools signed up at this point before the season starts than we did at the end of last year, and we beat that number by like 20 already. So I'm super excited.
it was like over 200 rosters
Yeah.
for everything combined between the 4 different levels between Overwatch, both varsity and JV, and Rocket League,
Yeah.
varsity and JV.
Yeah.
So 200 plus rosters, all those names, making sure we got all the right teams in and everything else. We finally got that done. We checked all those boxes today. We hit the go button, and we saw that it was sorting people alphabetically, like Coach McGee said. So we're going to get that done yet tonight. We're going to make sure we get those matchups solidified so that it's true random Swiss. But again, I know you guys are probably on this stream, like one of the big things that the kids are looking for. I want to know who I'm playing against. It's coming. I understand everybody's hyped and wants to get it. We will get that information to you tonight. We promise. It's just unfortunately not going to be as we're on camera right now. But it's coming. So just hold tight.
Yeah, so we just want to say a big shout out to UGC for partnering with us this year. We're hoping that this is going to lead to much bigger and better stuff for us in the long run. So all of our tournament stuff will be hosted on the UGC site, and we're hoping to add more and more functionality throughout the course of the year. So without further ado, let me switch over so you guys can see what he is talking about.
Give me the green light and we'll go.
All right, you should be good now.
All right, so just as an example, we're looking at Overwatch Varsity right now. So when you get into your tournament hub, which is, you have your IHSEA full season hub, and when you're there, you can click on Overwatch Varsity JV, Rocket League Varsity JV at this point. When you get in here, there's all these tabs at the top, okay? The details just shows you, who the league is, how you play, how many teams there are, that kind of stuff. You'll start to care when you get to that teams tab, and you can scroll down, see all the people playing. You may notice a couple names are a little wonky, or the formatting is not the exact same. We wanted to prioritize getting those matchups to you guys. What you can expect to see, Springfield, for example, is done. It says Springfield OWV. This is Springfield's Overwatch Varsity team. And if you were on the JV Overwatch bracket, it would say Springfield OWJV. And if you have more than one team, it would say OWJV1 or OWJV2. So you're able to see who you're playing against at all given times. But if you're curious who's playing, you can head to the Teams tab and see who all is here. You'll have your logos updated. These are going to be done tonight as well. Coach Chirp and I are going to have a long night tonight. And to everybody's credit, we've had a long week. And that is just because you're all playing and there's so many people involved. We're very happy. It's a labor of love. And starting tomorrow, when you see your teams and you start organizing, we get to sit back and enjoy a great season. So if you want to check out the teams, this is the tab you'll head to here. When you want to report scores, you're going to hit the matches tab, or when you want to see you're playing against. As we said, this is not here. However, I pulled up another league that UGC runs that's a Rocket League. I guess you have to say that word twice. And I want to show you how that looks. So when you click on the matches or the schedule tab, what you're able to do is click your match. So let's say that you are the CM Falcons Rocket League team, okay? You're going to click on this match, and it will bring up your match page. At this point, you can click any of these buttons here. Now, ours is going to look a little different than that. We have different needs for our league than this league has. But what you're going to be able to do is hit this report score button, okay? Regardless of whether you won or lost that match, you are expected to report the score. And now this responsibility is on the coaches or sponsors of the team. Only the coaches and sponsors actually sign up with UGC. The players just get to be able to see what's going on, but the coaches and sponsors have to report the scores. So you'll click this. Now, an important functionality thing to notice here is when the first person reports the score, the other team has 10 minutes to report the score as well. So if, Springfield loses to Naperville North 3-1, Coach Terpstra might be excited about that and might post 3-1 as before I get a chance to. Then I have 10 minutes to confirm it's 3-1, or it will be 3-1 in favor of Naperville North. Now, if I go on within those 10 minutes and say, no, Springfield won 3-1, that will immediately ping Coach Terp or I, depending on who the tournament organizer is, and say, we have a score dispute. And then we're going to be able to go in there and see what happened, and at that point follow up and get documentation and do whatever is necessary. But understand that both teams are to report that score, and following the first one doing it, the other has 10 minutes to confirm or concede that that is the correct score. Okay, so that is a really important, functionality component of this. A couple other things on the bracket that are really important. I mentioned the matches and schedule. You can click on your team's matchup in either place. You'll be able to see the standings in the standings tab. Okay, so you see we have nobody here yet. UGC highlights the school colors of the top three. So if you want that bright school color top 3, or if we're us and you're just trying to make everything as black as possible, you want that black tab. That the top 3 get their school colors shown, and then everybody else you can scroll down and see how the standings are. Last thing I want to mention about the tournament hub is if you click Rulebook, it will automatically open the rules for that game. So I was in the Overwatch tab. Here we are on the Overwatch Rules, and it will just show you. So if at any point you have questions, there are multiple ways to do this. You can go through UGC, you can go through the Discord channels that we have the rules posted. Whatever the case is, our goal is to make this as accessible as possible for you and make it easy to see, easy to understand, and easy to work. At this point, I think it's probably a good idea to let Coach Terp talk about week 1 of Overwatch and just like a 1-minute blurb about what you can expect to happen. I'll do the same for Rocket League. But the main goal there, guys, unless Coach Durdrum has something to throw in, is understanding what these tabs do and what you can expect to see in each one.
One thing I will mention, I did drop it in chat on Discord. I put the hub link, so that's our hub is ugcesports.gg/community/IHSEA. That's our hub. I also posted another link right under that for our coaches and sponsors to sign up. This is where we need you guys as coaches and sponsors to get in there so we can match you on each UGC with your team, because again, you guys are going to coaches and sponsors are responsible for submitting and verifying your scores. Again, trying to go back a little bit, talking about what Coach McGee said. It was, we're not trying to take it away from the students, but we want to put it in the hands of the adults and the coaches. Let the players play, let the coaches coach, and that's part of the coaching aspect is reporting those scores and stuff like that. Again, not saying that the students haven't done a phenomenal job in past years. We're just trying to get our coaches more involved. We want them to be a bigger part when there's any sort of issues. So I put those links in chat. I'll post them again a little bit later on for the hub link, and then the coaches sponsor signups onto UGC so that we can get you linked with your team. Anything you wanted to say real quick, Todd? Or are you good?
Yeah, no, I mean, the big thing is just, we're not looking for students to sign up on UGC's portal right now. We may do that at some point down the line, either this year or next year. But right now, it should just be the coaches that are signing up on UGC. Guys, talk to your coaches. Make sure they've signed up because they are the ones that have to report scores. We're not doing it on Discord this year. They have to go in on UGC's platform and do it. So talk to your coach today. Talk to them as soon as possible. Make sure they've signed up. And then hopefully they should have access within Monday or Tuesday at the latest once they have signed up and we transfer over everything to them. So just make sure that you tell them that they get signed up on there and that they have to report them on game day. And then also let them know, let all your coaches know, everyone who's here, everyone everywhere, let your coaches know that they should be available this week, at least week 1, be very available for us to contact them with everything going on, with all the craziness of week 1. Just make sure that everyone is flexible as much as possible because this is how we iron out a lot of these things. We have a lot of new schools. I believe it's 35 new schools that have never played with us before. So there's gonna be a lot of kinks that need to be ironed out. So just make sure everyone's available, everyone's working together, everyone's communicating. That way, this week can go as smoothly as possible.
Yep. Okay. We're gonna move on into Overwatch real quick. Just about a minute blurb. I also just posted the links for our Overwatch rules this year and our Overwatch map pool. Nothing new really as far as things from previous years. If you've played with us, if not, well, obviously welcome. We literally more than doubled the amount of varsity teams this year, and I am ecstatic about the size of this this thing. I mean, we're rivaling that of if you want to compare to previous tournaments that we've been in. Some of the sizes that we've seen in certain divisions for an entire portion of the United States, let alone just Illinois. This is an amazing representation. So for Overwatch week 1, what's going to happen is obviously we're going to get the matchups out to you guys. But the biggest thing is I will be posting in our Discord. If you haven't seen the video or anything else, I will be sending you guys an import code so you guys can get your lobby set up correctly. So those that are responsible for hosting lobby, when we get the schedule set out, I'll make sure you guys are aware of that. That you can use that import code to get the correct settings done. It will also import what is being shown here on the screen, as Hanamura is our opening map for Assault on October 6th. We play a best of 5 series, so we're going to just play them just in order, just like that. So map 2 would be Escort, map 3 Control, map 4 Hybrid, and so on. It follows that pretty cleanly there. And again, if you're wondering who picks maps or anything, I'm not going to get all into that. Please check your rule page. It's pretty self-explanatory. Again, nothing really new there. Basically, you're going to be a best of 5, so it could be you win all 3, you win 2, lose 1, win the third. That's something like that. But again, that all makes difference as far as how the scoring system goes for point differential. But that's all getting, again, submitted through the UGC site. We will not be doing that on the IHSEA Discord. The one thing I will ask that is on the IHSEA Discord is if you need a rescheduling. So for any time that your team, the default time being 5 p.m., if your school is not able to play at that time, they maybe are earlier before that, or they're available before that, or they need to push it back later, or whatever the case is, we need to have in writing that rescheduling has taken place, and this goes for Rocket League as well, is that if you're asking for another time, we need to have it in writing that you're asking, and then if the other team agrees, great, that's awesome, you guys are good, that's the new default time, the agreed upon time that you guys will then play. If teams can't agree, again, this is all broken down in rules, it still becomes the default time of 5 p.m. Schools are really, really good about working with each other. Obviously, we don't want to see a lot of forfeits. So if a team asks to, hey, can we push it back 15 minutes? Hey, can we play a half hour earlier? I got to get a kid home. He needs a ride or whatever the case is. Be kind of flexible. Be aware that we really want to make sure we're allowing all teams to get in there and play. But that's pretty much it for the Overwatch side. I can't think of. Am I missing anything?
No,
Anything?
not that I can think of. It's
Okay.
just be flexible. Know your map pool's upcoming. Contact your opponents as early as possible. And this is pretty much across the board for all 6 games. The earlier you contact them, the better off your scheduling situation is, and the more opportunity you have to be flexible with each other. So
yeah, you're good. I'm just going to mention there was one comment in chat that talked about why are all the schools that have multiple teams in the season playing each other. That's the point. If you're looking at schedule, that is not the official schedule. That's what the bug was. They had done this, and then when we looked at the matchups, we're like, oh, that's so not right. That's not exactly the Swiss system we were looking for. It didn't assign it correctly. So we're working through that problem. We're going to get that done tonight. So Jay, Izzy, please be, you're okay. That's not the actual official schedule. We will get that out to you guys tonight. Posted in the IHSC Discord for sure.
Correct. Yeah, you'll get the at everyone or at your game, probably at your game post, and then when those go live, so that you can actually click on the links and see them. So watch out for those tonight, at the latest, maybe early tomorrow, depending on what happens tonight with the code. And then just remember when you guys are looking at the map schedule that's on the screen, because I had to take a second glance at it, you're going down for each week. Obviously, the one that's most important is the first map one that you start on. After that, you're just picking from the pools. So
yep. So essentially, you'll start in Hanamura. Everyone, Overwatch, Varsity, and JV. Your first map is Hanamura, and the losing team from Hanamura will choose Escort. If for some reason there is a tie at Hanamura, which is entirely possible, then whoever is listed as the home team, I believe, will choose the next one. But the losing team from the previous map will choose the next map, and those are all down here for what are your options in that next map type.
And
so
all those instructions are in the rules document. I highly encourage at least someone on the team, if not all the team members, to read that so they understand how that process works when selecting maps.
yeah,
because in best of 5, it's essentially at what point can you no longer win? That's what you're asking yourself.
That's exactly what
if you have a couple ties, you keep playing until the other team is officially unable to lose, and then that's when it's over.
Ooh, one other quick question here. We had when will we find out who's being streamed? As soon as we get the matchups, as soon as we get those matchups, we really want to, going from past history perhaps, or we're looking at favorable matchups or something like that. We will be reaching out to a couple of teams to see if they want to play in our highlight stream. This goes for both Overwatch and Rocket League, where we will want to ask a couple of teams to play at 7 o'clock at night. That allows everybody else to finish up, allows us as TOs to kind of put a ribbon on everything, and just then be able to focus on the streaming aspect of that highlight match. So if we do reach out to you, it'll usually be through your school channel in your Discord, asking you if you are willing to play at 7 o'clock that evening, 7:30. We really can't go too much later than that just because of how long it lasts. But stay tuned for that. We'll definitely be reaching out to schools throughout the year. It may come down to a point where if we can't find one that looks like a highlight match that looks well, we may open it up and ask you guys to volunteer for something like that. We try to do those kind of things, but we do want to bring potential matchups that aren't going to be what we view as quick ones. We want to make sure that we're getting some equally skilled teams together to make it entertaining for everybody to watch. So the first few weeks, it may take us a little time to figure that stuff out. So just stay tuned and we'll let you guys know.
Yeah, and I highly encourage, if you guys haven't yet, to watch the video for the rules document. So if you guys have practice before game day, just to review it, and you maybe watched it when it first was launched and shared with everyone, or launched when we put it on YouTube the other day, definitely make sure you go and rewatch the rules video so you're clear on everything that goes for Rocket League and Overwatch. If you have practice before then, throw it up on the projector while you guys are getting together and getting set up. That way everyone understands what's going on.
Take over.
Yeah, the only thing I would add for Rocket League that has been an issue in the past, it's much simpler because you guys, Overwatch has significantly more intricacies in the rules of how you set up a lobby. For Rocket League, guys, you got to play at DFH, not DFH winter, not the snow on the ground DFH, just DFH. Play there. You want to set up, if you want to set up team colors, you are certainly entitled to as the host team. It talks about this in the rules. But if you hate that, if you're someone that likes the orange and blue and that's it, all you got to do is go into your settings and force default colors. Then you don't worry about that at all. But the hosting team is entitled to set up whatever color they want to by rule for the lobby. So if you don't like the color they set up, just go force default colors and call it a day. But Rocket League is significantly more straightforward. Best of 5, good time. Can't wait. That we have some really good Rocket League teams in this league. So I'm excited for what's probably going to be a very chaotic year in Rocket League because our state champs, had some graduating seniors. What will happen? We'll see. I don't know. Coach Rakaskis, try to hold it up.
I think everyone is super pumped. There's been a lot of chat, which has been great inside the Discord with not only Rocket League, but like just everywhere. Kids are getting hyped. They're talking about, who's favorites, spot on, stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of teams making some noise this year. I'm, again, really looking forward to that. It'll be awesome. So, one of the questions was, which is the home team on the schedule? Once the schedule comes out, it'll list the 2 teams. It's usually the first team that's listed on the left or on top is going to be your home team in week 1. The following weeks after that will just be that higher seed. Again, week 1 you might still be tied, and that's fine. When one of the things that I plan on doing, at least for Overwatch, I think you might also do it, Dalton, I'm Coach McGee for Rocket League, is I will also be posting in our IHSEA Discord, laying out that schedule every week, and then, again, listing what teams will be home, just so there's multiple points of information being handed out. Yes, we want people to use the UGC site, but at the same point, maybe the student's not on there, whatever the case is, we want to have it available in a couple places. So we'll make sure that all of those matchups are posted, and you get all that information so you know who's responsible for hosting lobby in any of our games.
And honestly, guys, while that technicality is there to just take care of any nonsense, if one team reaches out and says, hey, can we host a lobby, and the other team says yes, that's not changing anything. For these games in particular, it's just not. And we're in the same region, we're on the same servers. Whatever needs to happen can happen. We just put that formality in there in case there's any confusion whatsoever. We're going to default to that, just like our times of 5 p.m. That's the default. If you want to figure it out, we are here to make sure you play and make sure it's a good experience.
Yeah, we had a couple really good questions. One of them was asking about other games for our league. As of right now, we have the 6 main games. We don't have, we won't launch any new games for official tournaments this year. We may have some for fun tournaments depending on how everything lines up for this year. We also partner with other organizations or even schools that host different teams and different groups and different events that might host for games that you aren't normally played. Springfield had a really good event last year. But there are other schools planning on doing some of that stuff this year. So we're definitely excited to do that. So definitely look out for that. But if you have suggestions, we will have some surveys, and obviously let us know as the year goes on. We're definitely trying to get like Apex in. We're trying to get a couple other different games in, but then we also need more staff to help run them so that we're not all pulling our hair out every week. Someone also asked about UGC for any coaches that are here. If you log in, you're not going to see anything yet. We still have to attach. If you go in and look at all these teams and all the coaches of them, it's actually just Terp or Coach McGee as the actual coach for them. So we're going to attach them to that. They didn't tell us that up front that we needed those to be on the schools because, this is the first time for us doing all this. So now that we have it all ironed out, we will attach all of the coaches who made accounts onto their schools, and we'll reach out to you if they're not connected, hopefully by game day, so that you can get it done. And then someone asked about the Discord bot being used for scheduling. I wish we could use that bot. That was a great bot, but it will not work this year. We talked to UGC about adding something like that, and they said that's a good idea. But obviously, they're launching, I think, 10 different Scholastic esports leagues in different states right now. So hopefully that'll be stuff that comes down the pipeline in the off season or when things slow down a little bit for them.
More of the story is stop typing !next match in chat. Thank you, Leo. Move on. Not typing anymore.
Would love to, honestly, guys. I understand that thing made it a lot easier to get some scheduling, the rescheduling part of it done, right? That was one of the cooler parts about it. It just made things a lot easier where I didn't have to worry about it. That was I did want to mention that. So on the rescheduling thing, yes, we want it in that channel, in that Discord, in the scheduling channels. If you guys are rescheduling something, we understand though that sometimes coaches maybe not be on the Discord, and an email has to occur, or a DM might go down between two students, or whatever the case is. If it's outside of the Discord and I can't see it, or Coach Dalton can't see it, we need to have that visual look at that. So screenshot it, do whatever you need to do. Again, I'm not. It's really only for if there's some sort of dispute that goes down. A school says, "Hey, let's play at 4:30." The other school says, "Okay, that's fine. Let's go 4:30." 4:30 comes around, and one doesn't show up, and it's 4:45. It's 4:50. We're past our forfeit time at that point, and the one school's like, "Well, what do we do?" And then you just be like, "Well, you would tell me, hey, we agreed to play at 4:30," and I'm like, "Okay, where's the physical evidence of that?" If you can, you link if it was in the Discord already, and it's obviously there's going to be a ton of messages. So if you can link that actual message and send that to me, be like, "Oh, here's my evidence." Excellent. If you have the screenshot, you can send it to me. That works too. Something like that is what we're looking for that rescheduling. Again, we're trying to make sure everybody can play. We want to stay away from as many forfeits as we can. So just, like I said, be flexible, be available, be ready for all that stuff. And I think we're going to just have an amazing year when it comes to the kind of stuff that happens. So we got any more questions here? I think. Yeah, we got one here.
I just want to throw in real quick.
Ahead,
Coach Turp and I are both IHSA officials. So when it comes to following the rules, guys, we are a by the book kind of person. If you say we agree to 4:30, but you have no evidence of that, that team is not going to forfeit until 5:15, and 15 minutes after the 5 o'clock default. So just understand, we are by the book people. We are consistent we are consistent to a fault. That is going to be what's followed. So make sure you know the rules. Make sure you follow them. Make sure you document what's going on, because we are going to follow them to a T. Period. Full stop. End of story.
Yep, and then just remember, guys, for that next match, stop spamming it, because we can easily put a bot command in there that will let you remove yourself from the server when you type next match.
Let's not do that, guys. Yeah, same thing. I appreciate all the love I'm seeing on Discord, but you guys are good. I think we're filling up because I'm trying to get some questions here. So those are
guys. Let's hold off on the spam in chat. Save that for game days. Feel free in game days.
So one question: can we update our roster if we had a late substitute sign up yesterday? So one of the cool rules, I think one of the greater rules, again, we are all about trying to get kids to play, right? We want to offer that opportunity for everybody. If you have an open spot on your roster, meaning that you did not fill up the entire roster, yes, you can absolutely add somebody later on. That is absolutely okay as long as there is a spot. So, Coach, that's a great segue. We have a end-all, be-all roster sheet that is going to be used for every school, for every esport that we offer this year. It took a little bit of manpower to get this thing done. Hats off. My first iteration of this was not very good, and Coach McGee did a great job of cleaning this up. Are we gonna? You want me to put that in there?
I already have it up. You put that link there.
I will put the link there. So we'll keep talking about it here for a second. But this roster sheet that you guys are seeing, this is the one that's going to be linked to a lot of on UGC. It's going to be on our Discord. This is where everybody is gonna go. So here is that roster link. There we go.
What I'll throw in here is that every school across the bottom, you see these tabs, is here. If you're playing against Lake Zurich, you scroll over to Lake Zurich and you click Lake Zurich and you see their rosters. I have Springfield pulled up because I'm very familiar with it and can talk easily about it. But that question, can we add someone later? Notice that there is 5 empty spots in Springfield's Overwatch varsity team. There is also all kinds of empty spots all over the place here. If you want to add someone, you're enabled to do that. Okay. The only thing is, make sure you have read the rules and you know what you can do with rosters. If I have a varsity Overwatch player, Lunar, for example, Lunar will not be playing JV at any point. But if I need to sub in Kid Arwin to go up to play varsity, I'm entitled to do that because JV may play up. Okay? Rocket League is more complicated, and I have these color codes here for a reason. I want to show you what's going on here. Let's say, for example, Ghost cannot play Rocket League for me some week, and I need to sub in Snap to play Rocket League. What's going to happen is Snap is still on the JV1 roster, but Snap is now going to be color coded orange from the rest of the season, which tells everyone that if you see Snap, who's orange, on the blue roster, that is not allowed, because our rule is that once the JV player has committed to one varsity team, they may only play for that team from now on. So there's all kinds of flexibility. You can do everything the rules entitle you to do, but know that this document is going to track who's doing what. And if you see a sub, help us out. Tell us, if you're playing against Springfield and you see that the little Dark Wolf is playing varsity, make sure that I know that as a TO that happened. Make sure you color code them, because then we can keep track of it better. We will do a really good job of keeping track of that, but the extra help does not hurt, and we don't have a problem with a couple extra DMs to make sure that that is accurate. So this roster document will be used all year. You can see all the games we have upcoming. It's all set up wonderfully, if I do say so myself. Yep. And yeah, no problem. We do what we can. But jokes aside, guys, this is here for you. If you want to see who you're playing against, you get those rosters. Go see who you're playing against. Overbuff them. Do whatever you need to do. Scout your teams. They are all here. So.
Okay, so there's been a couple of comments here, so I want to make sure people are understanding that this roster sheet. What I need you guys to do, and players can do this too. Again, think about how many rosters, how many teams we've uploaded, all the data that we pulled down from all those Google Forms, and we put it all into one sheet right here. Go check out your school. Make sure your tags are correct. You are not allowed to change your tags throughout. This is it. Your tags are now set. You can add players. Like if you got a friend wants to get on the team, you got an open spot. Yes, we can absolutely add them. You will not be removed from a team. That is not going to happen. Even if you stop playing for whatever reason, we're not removing players from a team, because then it's just allowing, constant swappings in and outs and stuff. Again, if you're listed, you're on. If there's a hole, you can put somebody else in, and that's perfectly fine. As far as who you send that information to, if there's an error in some sort, right, you can drop us a DM. You can put a ping in the associated channels, RL chat, OW chat, wherever works best for you. Your coaches can email us, anything like that. We can get those things updated. We've been going through a lot of changes, a lot of edits and stuff like that. So if we missed anything, please reach out to us. We'll get it done as soon as we can.
That just happened. One of my top Rocket League players just DM'd me, just so you know, I'm not shooting Toaster anymore. I'm Element is vibing. And guess what we did? It's that easy. It's right there. We fix it up. We just care that opening day when you guys play against each other, you know who you're playing and you see those names. It was that easy. So
you've got a couple of days to fix. Like if something's not right, tell us now. Get it fixed. Because once that season starts, we're saying, okay, season's starting. You guys should have looked at this sheet. You should have checked it. Your coaches submitted this. We've gone through this. These are now the names that are going to be accepted, and we're not going to go through any more name changes. I think that was one of our bigger headaches as TOs last year, was constantly getting messages throughout the year. Oh, I don't want to play on this account anymore, so I go ahead and change my name. Can you switch it on the roster sheet? It's not hard to do, but when you get 20, 30, 40 of those a week, it gets to be quite a lot. And we don't want kids constantly changing accounts, because we don't have any other information right now to track anybody, right? We don't have real names. We don't have any real names attached to anything. So this is it. This is how this has got to be. So no more name changes for that piece. Epic IDs for again, it's Epic IDs for Rocket League and Fortnite, Riot IDs for League of Legends and Valorant, a BattleNet account for Overwatch, and Smash doesn't have them because we'll be doing.
It doesn't matter. Whatever your Switch name is, that's how you show up in the
lobby. It'll be that one. Yeah. One other question. I saw that. Okay, so somebody did ask about. I think there was a question as far as who can play on what level. I know we talked a little bit about it, kind of like briefly. Please check those rule documents. It is explained in those. I'll give another quick synopsis here. Varsity can only play on varsity. JV plays on JV. However, JV can always be called up to the next level. So if you have a JV team, they can play on varsity. However, in that same week, they cannot play on two different teams. Meaning, if you need if you're calling up a player onto varsity from JV, that JV player cannot also play on JV during that same week. They can't play twice. They play on one team, and that's it. The following week, they can go back down to JV, or if you need them to play on varsity, you can call them up again. That's fine. Just understand that you can always play up, you can never play down, and you cannot play on 2 different teams in the same week.
And Rocket League is a little more complicated because Overwatch is entirely linear. Okay, so if you're a JV1 Overwatch player, you are defaulting as a JV1 player. You may also play up to varsity. Okay, but you may not play down to JV2. If you're a JV2 Overwatch player, you're entitled to play on any of the 3 rosters at any given point in that week, but only one each week. Rocket League's a little more complicated. You can see the color coding here, and it's there for a reason. Okay, we want to make sure we avoid match fixing and switching up varsity players. So if you're a Rocket League team, you can see this here, Lightning, Tycho on the beat, and Element, that's varsity 1. Ghost, Let's Go Man, and Rex, those are varsity 2. They can't cross. Rex will never play varsity 1, Element will never play varsity 2. But our JV players are all fluid. There is not a linear progression in JV Rocket League. If you need to move them around to avoid forfeits, you can do whatever you want because JV does not have any, incentives. There's no playoffs. There's no finals. That is a formative, get better, improve the future of your program type thing. But as I said earlier, if Snap gets called up to varsity 1, he's going to get color coded, and everybody's going to know he cannot play on varsity 2 at any point for the rest of the season, including playoffs. Okay? They have committed to that team, and that's it. So it's important to understand that as a coach or as a captain or whoever it is making decisions, that if you're calling someone up, you better be okay with them getting called up for the rest of the season, because that is where they're going to be committed to make sure we avoid any match fixing whatsoever. So the Rocket League is a little more complicated, and if you have questions or if you want to run a roster situation by me before you make a choice, my DMs are open. Just let me know. I'll let you know what is going on with that, and you can make a decision that's best for your program. Overwatch is much more linear and traditional to traditional sports, like call up AA, AAA, major leagues. That's how it is.
Somebody asked if there was a difference between JV1, JV2. Nope. It's the exact same level that you guys are all playing in the same JV league. Again, when it comes to the Swiss system, is there a chance that you might be, like if you have 2 JV teams that could play each other? Yes, it could happen. Like I said, when we did the first scheduling, it happened a lot, and that seemed a little too funky, so that's why we're making sure we get the scheduling thing right. But when it comes to that, no, you're all playing in the same. All the JV teams are in one tournament. All the varsity teams are in another tournament. That's how that's going. Don't see anything other new questions.
Someone asked again about, they might have showed up late, about the actual schedule. They will be released later on tonight is the hope. But if not, tomorrow at the earliest.
Yep. Dalton, I'm trying to think of anything else that we were having to get out tonight.
I'm feeling pretty good about things. I'm excited. This has been a long week, guys, and I appreciate the work you've done in tryouts. Coach Turp and I know better than anyone, it is not easy, and I appreciate the work. We're excited for this year. It's going to be a fantastic year. We plan on Naperville North not becoming a 4-time champ in Overwatch. We plan on Rocket League being as chaotic as it's ever been, and I'm just so excited. Jokes aside, the IHSEA is one of the best states in the country for esports. And you guys are a testament to that. We have so many teams, so much talent, and it's going to be a blast all year. I can't wait.
It will be good. I would love to add a 5th star.
Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy.
All right. But no, again, like you said, it's just going to be a blast. I think, we looked at other, we're friends with other associations in other states, and what we want to emulate from others that we like and stuff like that. I'm telling you guys right now, the numbers that you guys are going to see this year, nobody's got those kind of numbers. We rival that of California at this point. It is awesome for a Midwest state to be doing what we are with esports, and it's hats off to you guys. It's hats off to the coaches and the players and everybody who's so interested, and we're very happy to be TOs and be part of that. That being said, I will say, because we have the increased and the increased level of all the stuff that's going on, there may be some delays in some of our communicate back to you. We're going to try to get back to you as soon as we can. We say, hey, DM us whenever and stuff like that, or let us know things. We're anticipating once the season gets going that I'll be getting my phone will be going nuts, as it were. So just kind of stay patient with us. We'll get to you as soon as we can when it comes to those kind of things. Obviously, when something is more time sensitive, we'll get to those first. But for all of that, I guess I think we're ready to go. It's like I wish we were playing tomorrow if we had our schedules. So
one more thing I want to add. Please understand that the level of competition in the IHSEA is a compliment to your program. If in previous years it was easier to win, great. But the fact that it's not easier to win and you do win is a compliment to your program nowadays. I sort of joke, and my kids that go to Lanphier are going to roast me for this, but our football team's not good, and there have been years when they haven't won a game. And that's what traditional sports are, because that's what you build from. That's what the goal you move forward to. If you're struggling, it's not an insult to your team. It's not something to stop for. It's something to work for. And I'm just really happy that esports are exploding enough that we are going to have the same level of competition, the same level of expectation, and the same level of respect that traditional sports are going to have in our state. And that's a testament to you guys. We keep saying that, but really, Todd has been in this since the very beginning. Terp and I have been in it for 3 or 4 years for IHSEA. The growth we've seen is just awesome, and we take extreme pride in being a part of this. And I hope you guys do too, because this is awesome. This is the first year that IHSA is going to offer a Rocket League and Super Smash Brothers sectionals in state. We got great things coming, guys. It's going to be a wonderful year. And if anybody can beat Naperville North, I'll buy you dinner. That's all I'm saying.
Hey. Well, what if my varsity team beats my JV team? Do I still get dinner?
You know what? I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
All right. Let's food out of this. So.
So we're super excited. I think Dalton kind of said it best with how much we've grown over these past years and what everyone has put in for this. All your coaches, remember to thank them. They do what they do because they love esports and they love you. So just remember that, and always thank them as we're going through, because they are trying to provide for you just as much as we are. We're trying to make sure that you guys get the best, chances to win, best chances to compete, best chances to participate in the esports community. If you don't know, I'm out there all the time talking about how great our state is and how much stuff we're doing here, and how cool it is of all the stuff that you guys are doing, not even just us, but that you guys are doing at your schools and all the cool stuff. So if you guys have something awesome that you're doing at your school, some programs or some esports related or gaming related stuff, definitely shout out to us so that we can, pass it along to everyone. So.
Dalton, I think we got some work to do.
We got a long year ahead of us, but it's going to be fun. Probably worth saying, Terp runs Overwatch, I run Rocket League. Terp is going to be in charge of League. I'm going to be in charge of Smash. Terp's going to be in charge of Valorant. I'm going to be in charge of Fortnite. We're covering this year for you guys. We're going to be here all year. Get used to us. Love us or hate us. We're here, and it's going to be a long year, and it's going to be a good year. I'm super pumped. All these new programs. There's schools I haven't even heard of. We were typing in, and I was just pumped that they have an esports program we can compete. And especially the southern schools, or I guess south of I-80 southern schools. I'm excited that we're here, and I got that central south pride to try to beat those Chicago area schools in anything we can. So I'm excited for this year, guys. Let's do it.
Yeah, remember, for brackets, they will be out. Check the Discord for the announcements. It'll be all over. We'll also probably put a Twitter post up about it, too, once those are finally officially done. But we just got to spot test some more things to make sure everything is good for that. And we'll release some of the numbers later. We want to make sure we get everything all lined up for it. But we have almost 90, I think it was 98 or 99 schools already signed up and registered for this year. So
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. But thanks everyone for coming today. Again, we will be having more regular podcasts once I figure out a date and get set up. But more than likely, it'll end up being Wednesday nights as it has been before after our Overwatch matches. That was a good time slot. That worked for most of us. But we'll have more information and want you guys to come and hang out. Definitely let us know if you have any other questions in the Discord. But don't ask where's the schedule. Wait for the post and we will get it to you guys.
Coming, I promise.
Yes.
Don't next match us. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
I was looking into the bot today on how to ban those people that do that. So let's not do that anymore.
That's petty, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Thanks for joining me, Terp and Coach McGee.
And do your homework.
Yes, do your homework.
Wait, no, what? It's not you that says it.
No, but TiVo, he moved schools.
It doesn't matter. You still say Coach TiVo
as
says.
TiVo always says,
do
your homework, everybody.
You can't say the line without his name.
I know.
So.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, later.
See you guys.
Oh.